Leo, welcome to Illuminated Tarot. My name is Jenna. Today I'm here to do your reading for January 10th through the 20th. We're going to take a look at what you may not see coming, get some important advice from Spirit, and what will help ground you during this intense time. This time period I'm reading for includes a full moon in Cancer and the lunar nodal shift into a more watery world. Also, we have 5 planets during this time that will be in water signs. So, hence, I'm going to be drawing from the Healing Waters deck first, and then we're going to go into the tarot. Thank you for tuning in, Leo. So you might be feeling more emotional at this time. Your spiritual navigation system needs to be turned on and lit up. Let's see what we have here. The ripple effect. Okay, there's something rippling out in your life. It's like when you see a stone skipping. Ooh, you know what? Sag had this. So you may have some Sag placements or dealing with the Sag because they had the pearl. We're going to take all these. There's 5 coming out. Ooh, we've got a lot of beautiful pinks. There's some sort of softening going on, even in the coloring. So this ripple effect has a lot to do with alchemy and this reward going into this new cycle. Everyone's wrapping up a collective cycle from 2024, as well as the nodes being in Aries and Libra, which is about leading your life, like doing what is best for you and learning from your karmic patterns and the way you relate to people in your life. Karmic relationships, right? Doesn't mean just love relationships. We get kind of like this perception of karmic relationships as toxic. Though this is just what you came here to resolve, right? To the unfinished business from previous lifetimes so you can learn and grow and become a better version of yourself. That's how I see karma now. I think in the past, maybe I didn't, but I think when you start to have more of a spirit of forgiveness and you understand why you draw everything to you, it's basically so we could become whole and recognize that whatever brokenness we come in here with to resolve, it's for us to learn and grow from. So this ripple effect has a lot to do with you knowing that you're part of something bigger and that the details are going to be taken care of. It's about letting go of control and moving from grit to grace with whatever you've had to resolve in your karmic relationships. Those are the first 2. We also have She Who Flows. So everybody's learning this lesson, Spirit, and maybe it's the deck I'm using, where predominantly the message I'm getting, no matter which configuration, it's around learning from the past and then not repeating it and letting go of it. Basically deepening in your process, in your growth, in your own evolution. It's about your soul's evolution, ultimately. So, and when we learn and grow, we tend to let go of control. She who flows, ease, be open to change, go with the flow of life. So whatever current, whatever, I used to, when I was younger, I grew up near a wild and scenic river, the Chattooga. Anyone out there? I love the Chattooga River. When you're paddling, you got to go with where the current's going, right? If you go up against the current, you're going to be killing your arms. You're going to be killing yourself, So go with the current. You can see this river here. You're being led and guided, down some sort of, I wouldn't say rapids. I just saw 333. It doesn't mean you're going to be churned, right? And you're going to be like kicked around here, turned upside down in a kayak. It's really about just surrendering to the flow of your emotions. You're being led and guided into the unknown. And actually where you're headed, you're being spit out into sweet waters, Leo. And this card is about sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. So if you feel like there's some sort of ripple effect going on and you've been called to basically alchemize the energies in order to go with the flow and be more at ease, you're entering sweet waters during this time. Wow, this is such a beautiful, you go from the ripple effect to gaining the pearl of wisdom to flowing with the energy, entering sweet waters to see a rainbow at the end. I mean, come on. How could you even this is gorgeous, Leo. The rainbow at the end is sweet relief, new beginnings, a new way forward. So, I mean, you're being led and guided down the right path. Your job is to just try not to paddle upstream. Don't go against the current, right? The universe, if we really are tuned in, the universe will lead us. And it's the better way to live. I'm realizing that because we have this tendency as humans to want to control everything. But it's counterproductive. So, I love this. Be open to change, Leo. Go with the flow of life. You got a lot of romance being highlighted during this time, and balance and joy. You're going to be smiling. Sweet relief. Knight of Wands. The Hanged One. Surrender to something exciting going on at this time, Leo. Let's see what you don't see coming through the tarot. Great messages here. Wow. Enjoy the ride. It sounds beautiful. Excuse me. There we go. Yeah. Clarity, discernment, Ace of Swords. And look at that. They're pointing out, see the river? As you're going down the stream, all will be revealed. Just take the journey. Take the journey. Go with the flow. What you don't see coming, we're going to save that. That's something else later. Yeah. You've had some obstacles, some challenges. It could be around a group of people. 5 of Wands. I want to look at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is around a person in your life. You're wrapping up a cycle with someone that you're dealing with. 6 of Cups. It could be a child. It could be, it's the way you give and receive energy. 6 of Cups, they're giving each other flowers. They're hanging out, right? They're collecting joy together. So I think you're overcoming some obstacles between you and another person this week. And you're learning the yin and the yang, right? The balance, the ebb and flow of relationship. So this soul contract is going to take center stage. Whatever obstacles and challenges you've had, there's a lot of clarity around the new chapter, the next chapter, because you're moving forward. It's about boundaries and emotional happiness and harmony. Look at that. We've got the 10 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. So there's a shift in a connection in your life for the better. You've learned how to have healthy boundaries in this situation. You're changing the way you approach this person, and it's changing the dynamic. This looks very good, Leo. I would be very happy with this outcome. This could be somebody new that you're removing some obstacles around, getting closer to. Learning, though, how to actually maintain your sense of self throughout and not rushing too fast and getting too ahead of it. This is about taking your time and being right on the raft or the kayak, whatever is your mode of transportation here on this waterway, and allowing the universe to carry you through it, not projecting outcomes, not attaching to outcomes, and learning how to operate from a place of divine flow. You're being carried to sweet waters here. We have the 10 of Cups here. You could have had some struggles with someone recently, and now you're entering a time of like bliss. And I feel like it's going to be a really good week for you. What you don't see coming during this time period is there's clarity. You're removing obstacles. You're going to be getting closer to a bond in your life, a soul bond. You're wrapping up this cycle. You've learned what it takes to have healthy boundaries and not go at each other, right? In defensive mode, attacking each other. And you're bringing about more harmony and happiness together. A lot of you already live with this person. This is someone you've been dealing with. Now, let's go into your advice. You want me to get a different deck now? Your advice for this week. Wow. 3 of Cups, 2 of Wands. You're getting on the same page. The emotions are starting to flow. You're starting to come together in your shared vision. You could be talking about the future with this person. You're letting go of some past stuff. We're talking like the karmic, right? The karmic lessons. Feels like someone you've been dealing with that you're going to continue to deal with, but things are improving. Things are improving. Okay, Leo? Let's see. And if it's someone that's new for you, it's headed in the right direction. Just try to calm any overwhelm. Let the universe take care of the details. The Hermit, yeah. This is your advice. The Emperor. Wow, Major Arcana coming out in your advice. And the Hierophant. It is about control. The way we try to control, especially in our commitments, there's a spiritual truth here, and you've learned it. I mean, the Hermit is going inward, taking that time to listen to our hearts and tame whatever way we want to take control of a situation. Standing in our own power is different than exerting control. And Leo, I think you're learning the true value of surrender here and seeing the higher lessons and the higher truths. This is beautiful energy. Your advice is really keep doing what you're doing in order to improve this and not make the situation harder for you when it comes to whatever you're deeply bound and committed to. If you are calling an emperor in your life, or you've been dealing with a figure in your life that is an equal for you, this is also, I mean, emperor is typically around Aries, but it represents that masculine fire. So you're learning more about how you want to push, right? This is when I just saw an image of a person wading through the water, right? And it's like, well, if you've ever walked through deep water, you don't get very far very fast. And I think you've learned, wait, this isn't the best approach. Whatever life has thrown at you, all it's led you to is this understanding. I have to be open to change. I have to go with the flow. My way of stepping into my power is to focus on my own energy and to learn the spiritual lessons as I ascend. You're seeing like the light at the end of the tunnel. I think you've been weathering a few challenges in one particular connection in your life, which is the Six of Cups, someone that you've had in your life for a while. And now it's about enjoying, and if it's not somebody that you've been dealing with, this is calling on somebody new and going inward and wondering, is this really going to be something that's going to stay? And it looks like it is with the Hierophant. This is somebody you may end up in a long-term commitment with, or possibly even marrying. Beautiful advice. So you're right where you need to be. Don't doubt yourself. All you got to do is know that you're in a new beginning and you have a new way forward in your life here. Let's get what you can do to ground your energy the best during this time period. How to ground in your feelings. Four of Pentacles, Page of Swords, the King of Wands, Three of Wands. You need to, whenever you start feeling rattled, this is what they're trying to tell you. You've had to learn, okay, not to respond with, this is, Leo, this is you too, Fire and Lion, King of Wands. So sometimes when you get upset, it's about creating space and pauses before you respond. And so you're learning that it's best to hold back when you're feeling triggered. I think you're learning how to do your part in a dynamic where you may have had some contentious interactions, and how to calm down the energy, which is really about, it's truly, I'm seeing too, this whole let them theory. It could be taking the collective by storm. If you all are reading that book, it really is about letting go and allowing things to be as they are and letting the universe handle things. It's such a beautiful way of living. But the best way for you to ground is to, sometimes the road can get narrow and you're walking a tightrope here, right? In your education, your soul education. But there's a lot of new ideas that are coming off of this, new ways of being, right? Transformation. You're seeing the higher truth with these falcons. You're learning how to take care of yourself and self-soothe. And whenever there's a problem, right, in your fire energy and you get, you're like, oh, if I just drop in and let them do whatever they got to do, I'm going to allow myself to give back to me instead. So this pause is very important this week. So you can release what needs to be released. We have the Three of Wands and the Ten of Wands. So the best way for you to ground during this time period is truly to withdraw your fire energy and allow your emotional, your water energy. You're leaving, look at this, it's so interesting too. You have these flames, right, that happen, like your fire, when you put it on pause, right, you may feel like it's kind of like intensifying, but it actually allows you to drop that burden of feeling like you got to handle these parts of yourself that are unmanageable. It does feel like you're actually learning about your fire energy a lot lately and about how to not let yourself intensify your fieriness when triggered. Basically taming that side of you that responds to others and gets rattled by it or upset about it or gets hurt by it. It doesn't mean you bypass the hurt. It just means you handle it in a different way. So it doesn't feed a timeline of lack. You're you're taking care of in this situation. You're going from grit to grace. You don't have to grip everything so tightly. It really is about opening up your grip and going with the flow and not allowing your fire energy to overtake your thoughts. Yeah, you've got some important choices to make. You are going to be feeling the flow of emotion this week. Things that have been on hold are moving forward. All I know is that you're in this Two of Wands energy, which is you're like, okay, we've been through a lot together, or this situation has taken its toll. I need to let go of the past. Basically, watch out for holding on to any grievances from the past, whether it's with this person or with other people. Don't bring it in, right? Take responsibility for your energy. I think you're going to have some choices that you're going to need to make. There is a coming together. Some of you are going through a period of reconciliation, and you're going to be moving forward. And you're trying to start over here, but there's a lot of happiness after heartbreak, okay? You're either starting over in a new journey with someone, brand new person, and you've learned a lot from when you need to pull back your energy. What is your fire energy telling you? That's your key. Well, I'm learning this about fire signs. When you start getting fired up about something, it's a sign, it's a signal for you to pull your energy back and examine the situation. And instead of reacting to it, you pause. And then you shift your energy. And then you get into your emotions and you let go. So that's going to be your key. There's some ships coming in for you, and I feel like you've had to carry a lot on your shoulders. There's been some burdens. So the best way for you to ground in these emotional waters coming up during this Cancer full moon is to release what you need to release. You've been very patient with yourself and with this process of change, of inner transformation work. That's what it feels like, inner transformation. Yeah, and it's around your wish fulfillment, your star energy, so you can be navigated to the best possible timeline for you. It's like, don't be so impulsive. Learn from when you want to, maybe think or, what is it? Respond before thinking or act before you think, right? Being too impulsive here. You're taming a side of you that now you're like, wait a minute, let me just get curious. Let me get curious instead. Like, is that really true? Is that really what's going on? And looking at everything from different perspectives. So, you've got some sweet waters though, Leo. Enjoy this because it looks really, really, really nice. Okay. Let's get some self-care. Let's get some self-care. Because one is content with oneself, one doesn't need others' approval. Because one accepts oneself, the whole world accepts him or her. Lao-Tzu. Bring your attention to your body. That's what you're learning how to do. That's the key. When you feel like you're getting triggered and you're like, when you get that heat rise in your body and you feel wounded, instead of letting it out, you turn that energy back inward and you relax your body. Another technique that I learned this week that's been very helpful, that's part of the Let Them theory. It's the first book she wrote, Mel Robbins, and it's 5-4-3-2-1. 5-4-3-2-1. So whenever you're in a moment with someone, and if this is someone you've been dealing with or you don't know that it's an uncertain future, whether you're dealing with a new or old connection in love or not, you're entering some sweet waters in your life, Leo. That's what you don't see. You've been put on a different timeline where you may have had some struggles so you can learn karmically and grow. And the key here, Lao-Tzu is saying, is bring your attention to your body. Where are you holding tension? Your body never lies. So when you're starting to feel riled, right, and you're getting fired up, and you're being asked to look at the situation, examine it, study it, get curious, it really is 5-4-3-2-1. Take a deep breath, relax your body. And it's information. It will help you. And you don't need other people's approval, Leo, okay? You need to hear that. There comes a point when we have to say, I'm here to love my life and to figure out who I am, not who I think I should be. Woo! So those are two very important karmic lessons you've been learning. There comes a point when we have to say, I'm here to love my life and to figure out who I am, not who I think I should be. Wow. This is true self-acceptance. She who flows, he who flows. When you flow and you let go, you enter these beautiful, sweet waters where you surrender and you don't have to hold on so tightly to control. Okay? Beautiful work, Leo. Wow. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I will see you next time. Take care.